Welcome, listeners, to the Unnamed Podcast. We haven't come up with a name because it's hard to do and everything else is already taken. So we're super uncreative, and thank you for listening. I'm your host, Matt Hecht, and this week's cast we have Brian, whatever his last name is. He's our token Asian. Say something, Brian.
Hello.
We have TJ.
This reminds me of a puzzle.
And we have Adam.
Don't believe his lies.
Okay. Adam, what have you been playing this week? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this is a video game podcast for anybody that actually cares.
Yes. And video games. The video games I've been playing. I've been playing Splice, Star Fox 64, and Minecraft.
Alright, we all know what Minecraft is, so we don't even really need to talk about that. All of our viewers do. I don't know if they know what
Minecraft?
What is a Minecraft? Alright, tell us about Splice.
Place.
Alright, well, Splice is a indie game recently released on Steam. It was part of the Humble Bundle for Android 4. Gameplay is pretty simple. All you need is a mouse. You basically take what look like bacteria. You take different sequences of them. You try to put them together to form the correct shape. As time goes on, different mechanics are introduced, such as bacteria that split the amount of bacteria that you have to work with, or extend a new one, or even just delete bacteria outright. You've got a limited number of moves to do so.
Is that it?
More or less. It's got a nice soundtrack, although no matter how nice the soundtrack is, it gets old when you're stuck on the same puzzle for 30 minutes.
Oh, so it's one of those games.
Well,
Either way, I'm interested in it, because as I think all of you know, I love indie games, and I hate to use the word mainstream, but I'm not a big fan of the mainstream games, just because the industry is stupid and greedy. But I really want to play Splice. I really don't know how I missed that indie bundle. I've had problems. Like, I signed up for their email thing, and but they never email me. So Indie Royale was good about emailing me, but not Humble Bundle. All right, TJ, what have you been playing?
I've been playing, stuff from the Windows Store, really.
Oh, so you have Windows 8.
Yeah.
How do you like that?
It's pretty colorful.
Is that all you have to say about it?
Well, it's actually, really fast, search-wise. You can, search the entire computer in, seconds.
Okay.
But other than that, I've been playing this game called Radiant. It's kind of like a Space Invaders game with, it's not really, modern graphics, but it has, a modern feel to it. There's this, it takes a Space Invaders game and gives it, a storyline, and there's this, antagonist, and he kind of, insults you along the way.
He just insults you all the time? That actually reminds me of, oh man, this is, a 3-year-old game, but, Matt Hazard, I think that was it. That they would just insult you.
Really?
I was going to tell a cool story, but then I decided against it. I bet our viewers are just sitting here listening, and they're like, wow, these guys really suck.
Hey!
I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Gosh, dude, why you ruin it, man? You ruined it, man.
I don't mean that against you guys. I mean, whatever. All right, keep going, TJ.
Keep going?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it has nice, I don't know, it's a soundtrack, really. It's nice to listen to.
Now, I know you said that the graphics weren't necessarily, super updated or whatever, but are they still, visually pleasing?
Yeah, it's it takes the blocky feel and it kind of rounds it out and gives it depth to it. I don't know if that makes sense. There's a a background to it, and it kind of like scrolls through it, so it gives you like a 3D feel as you're going through the levels and blasting aliens out of the sky.
Okay. What else have you been playing?
I've been completely addicted to Jetpack Joyride.
Well, I think everybody's been addicted to Jetpack Joyride.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is.
Obviously, you don't have any iOS device. Or are you playing
No.
Jetpack Joyride on the Windows Store, Anthony?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that it was on there.
Mm-hmm. It's actually an Xbox game,
Really?
believe it or not. Yeah.
See, I haven't played my Xbox in. Well, I play occasionally, like when a cool exclusive comes out or something. But like,
Yeah.
I haven't played my Xbox in a while, so I don't really know what's on there.
Another one that I've been playing is from the Xbox stores. Don't know really how to pronounce it. It's like Ilomilo, I guess.
Ilo Milo?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I have that. That's about when I
Yeah,
stopped playing my Xbox when that first came out on Xbox. So it was a good game, though. I really like it.
Yeah,
It's an interesting puzzle game.
mm,
And it's also very visually pleasing. Like 20 years from now, you can still hand that game to me, and like I'm not gonna sit there and hate on the graphics.
yeah.
Not that they're amazing. It's just like a cutesy kind of art style.
Yeah, it's like artsy, I guess you could say.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, you guys should actually look it up. I'm actually kind of surprised that it's not on Steam. I guess they probably have some exclusive Microsoft thing going on, which is actually really disappointing to me. Not necessarily just that game, because I just think the whole exclusivity thing is kind of annoying. Like, I really want to play the game Fez. Have any of you played that? No?
Fez?
Yeah, Fez.
It sounds oddly familiar.
It's probably about a year old. It was released on Xbox 360, and as I said, it's exclusive. So if you don't really play Xbox, then you probably don't know it. I think the exclusivity thing on it has ended, though, so it should be coming to Steam sometime whenever Phil Fish, the developer, decides to work on it. Anyway, yeah. Anything else you've been playing, TJ?
This is a game I just recently got, but haven't been able to really explore it. It's called a Pimp RPG.
A pimp RPG?
Yeah, a Pimp RPG.
Okay, well, what's that about?
What?
You get to be like this pimp who goes around and
I love the game already.
okay, you get to like start gang fights, and you can acquire hoes that have different abilities, and some of them can like throw their shoes at other opponents to,
Why can't all hoes throw their shoes?
Do you smack anyone?
Yeah, you can smack people.
Yes. Perfect.
Is that on the Windows Store?
Yes, that is all on the Windows Store.
Okay.
I think it might be exclusively by the Windows Store. I'm not sure.
It sounds like it would be.
Yeah.
Anything else you've been playing, or do you want to continue talking about that? Or
The only other things I have to say about that is that the only downside to that game would be that the graphics aren't that good. But it's got like
it's probably
moderately
a
funny.
very lowly funded indie game.
Yeah.
It actually reminds me of this one indie game that I used to have on Xbox. It's Get Rich or Die Gaming. I think that was the name of it. And basically it starts off with you playing this super addictive MMO, like you as your character is playing it. And your dad kicks you out of your house and for playing the game too much. And then you go to an internet cafe and try to play. And so the internet cafe guy is like, nope, you can't play, but you should go outside or something. And so then you go outside, and through some weird events or something, you end up becoming a drug dealer and sell to some cop, and then the cop takes you to jail. It was like the weirdest, dumbest game I've played in my life.
What?
But it's not like an RPG or anything. It's a point and click, which is the really weird thing. But whatever. That's just what it reminded me of.
Awesome.
All right. Anything else you've been playing?
Not really.
All right. How about you, Brian?
I'm currently playing World of Tanks.
Oh, you're playing it right now?
Yep.
How's that going?
It is going good.
What else have you played this week?
Not this week.
I know you've played some Counter-Strike because we were playing that earlier.
Yeah.
But I like Counter-Strike because I hate shooters.
Yeah, it's funny.
I probably just lost like the 2 people that were listening by me saying I hate shooters.
Wait, yeah.
Well, I also played some League of Legends and Dota 2.
All right. Anything else?
Well,
that's not really talking material.
I know. But aside from that, though, but games I play though, I play Borderlands. A lot of people should know what that is.
I haven't actually really got to play it yet.
Oh, really? Oh.
I mean, I own it, but okay. I think it was my birthday, around my birthday when it came out. What was it? September?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'd asked my girlfriend if she would get it for me for my birthday, and so she ended up buying it. But then she had to buying it online. But you know how I don't know if you order online from GameStop, but they don't charge you until they ship it. So I forgot the reason, but she had to end up canceling it from GameStop and then ordered from Amazon. But then when she ordered it from Amazon, she accidentally got the Xbox 360 version, and so like. I don't even have Live anymore, so the only time I play it is if I play it with her. So we don't really play it often. I think I've gotten to like the first big town, but that's about it. But I really want to play it. It's on sale on Steam right now. I think it's like the weekend deal, but I don't have any money because I'm poor. So,
I also play Path of Exile. Don't know if you've heard that or not.
I have.
Oh, you have? Ah.
Yeah, it's for anybody that doesn't know what it is that's listening, it's kind of like what Diablo 3 should have been.
That's what there was hyped up, yep. And I do believe they... And if you ask me, they came through with that claim.
I think it's... I do think it's better than Diablo 3, but I'm not really a fan myself, simply because there's an update for Steam. No, I'm just kidding, but there seriously is one. I'm not a fan. Oh, it made me lose my train of thought. I'm not a fan because it seems like it's just a bunch of mob killing to me. It is more complex, I guess, and harder. Not harder in the sense that when enemies hit you, it just deals more damage, but like I'm more interested in like an immersive world where you don't just click to attack for like 10 minutes, and that's just what most of those games seem like. I'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. That's just who I am. I find it very enjoyable. Although the early levels are a bit of a hassle, though, just due to how the game is set up. It's definitely a game that you play to get to the end game.
As in, like the story, or just the actual mob killing at the end game is fun.
Not the story, but just both the mob killing and just how the game works in general. Because how it works is, the skill tree are all passive, so you don't actually do anything with them. They just enhance your character passively, obviously.
Okay.
And what the actives do, the actives are, I can't remember what game it was similar to, but basically what you have are these skill gems that and your equipment has slots in them. So you take the gem of the skill, put it in a slot of whatever equipment that you want to put it into, and then you can use this skill.
All right.
And lower level equipment has less slots. So it is more geared towards higher level, because when you get to higher level, you'll be able to get more gear with more slots, so you'll be able to use more skills.
When I might actually try it. When I was looking at it, I only looked at YouTube videos, so maybe I'd like it more if I actually played it. I know that's an often occurrence. Like you'll see something and think it's crappy. I guess I'll try it out. How long does it take to get to end game?
It can take quite a while to get to endgame because current endgame is around level 60 or so, and the max level is 100 currently. But now I say it can take a while, but it's based on your playstyle, to be honest, because I've seen people speed run and get to level 30 in about 3 hours.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to say about it?
No, not really.
Does anybody want to add anything? Adam, TJ, do you want to play the game, or have you even looked it up? You can look it up right now. Path of Exile. Hello, are you guys there?
Yep, yes. I have heard people. I have heard people comparing it to Diablo 3, but that's basically it.
That's all you've
I
heard
don't
on
know
it?
much else about it.
Are you going to play it? Did you even play Diablo 3?
No.
Much closer to Diablo 2 in playstyle.
Yeah, I heard it's much more similar to... Well, I heard Diablo 1, but Diablo 1 and 2, I feel they're about the same, so... TJ?
Yep.
Are you going to look it up or try it out or anything?
Sounds like a good game.
Are you actually interested in it, though? Do you want to play it?
I don't really think it's my kind of game, because I'm more of like a casual gamer, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I got you. It reminds you of a puzzle, right?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Brian, any more games you were playing this week?
Not really, because I've been doing quite a bit this week aside from gaming, but I mean if you want I could talk about some other games I play, but yeah.
I mean, you can bring them up. If there's good talking material, we can talk about it.
Well, I'm not sure how much good talking material it would be if I was to bring up something like an RTS such as Total War or Company of Heroes or Dawn of War.
Those are all great games, but
yeah,
I don't
great
know if
games,
it's
but I'm not sure
necessarily
about the talking material. Yeah.
All right, so that's it then?
Pretty much.
All right, I guess I'll go then. I'm rerunning through Fallout New Vegas, and it's just as great as I remember, and I absolutely love it way more than 3. If we had any viewers left, I probably just lost them after that. I hate shooters, and I like Fallout New Vegas more than 3. If you're still with us, then I probably love you or something. But I just feel the actual gameplay, I guess, they're both similar in the games, but I feel like the programming is actually better in 3. But the story, I feel, is just awful. And in New Vegas, I feel like the story is just great because it's going to adapt to whatever your choices you're making. I don't really need to tell anybody this. Probably everybody already knows. It's such an old game now. So I'll move on. I've been playing Crater, which is the game I was going to talk about when I was talking about Path of Exile. It's extremely immersive. It was just launched with an Indie Royale bundle, which is similar to Humble Bundle, indieroyale.com. And I think it's probably about $5.50 right now. It's great. It comes with Sugar Cube, which is the weirdest platformer I've ever seen. Yeah. You're like this sugar cube, and you're jumping around, and there's candy and stuff everywhere. It comes with The Path, I think is the name of it. I think, if I'm remembering it correctly, that's like a really old indie game. And there's one more, but I can't remember it. Anyway, so Crater's great. It takes place in post-apocalyptic Sweden, I think, and it's really fun. You start off as like this mercenary team of 3 people. You can upgrade your team, but your initial 3 members of the team can only get up to level 5 unless you pay this boot camp member, which it basically just puts them through training to get to rank 10 or 15, but it's really expensive to get them to 15, which is the max rank. But it's really fun. It's kind of like the newest Dawn of War game, mixed with Diablo. It's really great. You should definitely get it, Brian, because I know you would actually love it. I've been playing Torchlight 2 this week, mostly due to a friend's request, not by my own thing. I mean, I love Torchlight 2, but I just played 51 hours of it within like the first 3 days that it came out, so I got really tired of it really fast. I played Counter-Strike with you, and I've been playing some Guild Wars 2 off and on this week.
Nice.
Cool.
Busy weekend gaming, huh?
It's not as busy as it sounds. Due to class and a bunch of other stuff, I don't really get to game as much as I'd like. But whatever. Who really does get to game as much as they want?
Yeah.
Like, I know, Adam, I think you play for like 1 hour a day. This podcast will probably take up that 1 hour, unless you're actually going to be like, well, since that was only a podcast. Anyway, moving on to the next topic. Dead Space 3 launched this week. Have any of you played it, or are any of you even interested in it?
I haven't played it, but a friend of mine has, and he's given me quite a bit of input on it. Of course, it's his opinion, so obviously it's through his eyes, but yeah.
You can go ahead and share it if you want, what he thinks about it.
He said it was awesome, but he missed a lot was the fact that in Dead Space 3, even though it's called Dead Space 3, it's actually the majority of the action takes place on a planet. So, like, the first 5 hours is in space, and then after that, you're just on the planet.
Well, Dead Space 2 actually took place on a planet. Part of it.
No. That was at the very end. You were on a planet for a short amount of time.
That's true, but let's see. I think at the end of Dead Space 1, were you on a planet? I can't remember.
No, Dead Space 1, that was completely in the spaceship.
See, I kind of just stopped caring about Dead Space. Mostly due to, I feel like they're milking the series. This third game just kind of sucked, in my opinion. There we go. I lost more viewers.
My friend, he said that one thing he really didn't like was the fact that it was on Origin, and he doesn't really like Origin.
Who likes Origin? Every person's like Origin game list or whatever consists of, if even this, Battlefield 3. There, the list is done.
Yeah, he didn't like it that much, and not only that, but one thing that he absolutely hated about the game was the fact that the game saves, they took away the save stations. It's now all cloud saved.
Okay, yeah.
So, and the main reason why he particularly hated it was because he got to about chapter 15, I do believe, and then this game just randomly crashed.
Oh, that's a shame. Hello?
And played there, so he got mad at that.
You cut out for a second, Brian. Or maybe it was me. I don't know if everybody else could hear him, but...
Oh, what'd you miss?
I heard you say that on chapter 15 it crashed, and then you went out.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Well, chapter 15, it randomly crashed for him. When he started to back up, it put him back into chapter 14 in the middle of it.
Dang.
And, yeah, so he lost some gameplay there. He got mad, so he stopped playing it for a bit. Short while later, he went back to playing it and for some reason, it put him all the way back to chapter 11. So he lost a good hour and a half, 2 hours of gameplay there. Yeah, he was not happy at all with that.
That is terrible.
I would be flipping tables, and I'm a casual gamer.
You would be solving puzzles.
But he did give the game good praise. They took away the power nodes and shops of the previous games, and they added in, but they improved. Well, what he said, they improved the bench by just crafting weapons, like making it.
Oh, insane. But I see how that is an improvement. But did you hear about the microtransactions on that?
No, I did not.
Basically, EA is a money whore, and they are doing microtransactions. So they're selling you the gear that you need to get the best weapons right out the door.
Lovely.
So if you just want to be super powerful, pay EA another $40, and you'll just get the best gun right there. Beginning of the game.
Has EA been a good company?
EA's never
Well, I
been a good company. Like, the only thing that I've ever liked from them was, I guess, BioWare, their stuff. So Mass Effect, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I mean, it's all right. The first Dragon Age was really wonderful. Dragon Age 2, I still liked it, but it's not like I know you might have differing opinions, but like I didn't care that much for Dragon Age 2. It was all right, but I felt like I was playing Dynasty Warriors. They have the Old Republic. They have Knights of the Old Republic. But that's pretty much it that I like from EA. Nothing else really, even though I bought Sims 3. There's a funny story behind that.
Yeah, they're just getting worse and worse. It's pretty sad.
They're pretty much becoming Activision, and that's all I have to say about that. Stupid Bobby Kotick. What do you guys think about the co-op in Dead Space 3?
Well, I wish I could give it a shot to give an actual opinion on it, but I mean, it seems like it would be nice.
It is an interesting concept, but I think it might ruin the atmosphere of the game because it's supposed to be scary and everything. And I oftentimes notice if I'm sitting there playing a scary game with one of my friends, it's not nearly as scary. Like, I'll just be sitting there laughing through it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's a cool concept, but they're definitely going to have to stick something in there that keeps it scary. I don't know. I wasn't even necessarily scared of the second one, even playing by myself. I thought it was really creepy and everything. It was creepy like the first BioShock, but I didn't think it was scary.
Yeah.
All right. Any input on Dead Space 3 from Adam or TJ? Especially you, Adam. You're awful quiet.
Sorry, I'm not really familiar with Dead Space.
It's okay. No need to get into it. You can play the first one, I guess you can play the second one, but no need to get into the third. You can read the books. I read one of the books for Dead Space, and I was actually really amazed because, usually video game books are just absolutely terrible. But the book actually explained a lot, and I actually liked it.
Well, I played a little of the first one, I think, with some friends, and like you were saying about the co-op, toning down or getting rid of the horror aspect, it wasn't scary at all. It was mostly just frustrating when you've been torn in half for the 5th time in a row.
Yeah.
Seemed kind of interesting, but even when alone, I'm not somebody to get really scared from games. Also, the whole strategic dismemberment thing kind of wore on me. You could shoot the same alien a million times in the head and do no damage.
Well,
but I guess I'm just playing the game wrong. That's
just because it's not... you're just supposed to... Well, you already know, so never mind.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the people you played it with were Matt and Jason?
Yep.
Okay, makes sense. They were probably sitting there talking about the most random stuff while you're playing it anyway.
Pretty much.
All right. Anything else to add, TJ?
Not really.
All right.
But, wait. I did get reminded of when you were talking about that book.
Yeah.
Did you hear that they were making a Portal movie?
I did. We are actually talking about that, I think. I think I have that on here. Yeah. So we'll talk about that in a minute.
All right.
You might actually be interested in this next part, TJ. There's actually an Android-based console. I don't even know how to pronounce this. OUYA. I'll just call it Ouya or whatever. Coming out. And so it's obviously for a casual gamer. I guess hardcore gamers I hate that term, but hardcore gamers can play it too if they want or whatever. I think it had a few launch titles, probably about 20. Final Fantasy III was on there. That was the only one that I really noticed, I guess. Even though I already own Final Fantasy III, but whatever. It's going to have 8 gigabytes of memory, flash memory, and I think it has a USB port, so you can also get bigger stuff on there. It's supposed to cost $99, and it comes with a controller, but every extra controller is going to be $50, which is kind of crazy for a $100 console. What do you guys think of that?
Sounds interesting, but I'm definitely not going to do anything with it because I don't own any of that anything that would deal with that.
I forgot to mention though that one of the coolest features of it's probably about the size of your phone.
What?
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a really interesting console, and it's plugged into your TV through HDMI. And it's not plugged in directly to the Google Play Store, which is basically the Android store now.
Uh-huh.
But if developers that are on the Google Play Store want to have it on the console, then they can port it over pretty easily. Oh, I also forgot to mention on the controllers, it does have a touchscreen, but I saw a picture of the controller, and I'm not really a big fan of the touchscreen part. So,
How big is the touchscreen?
I think it's probably about the size of your typical smartphone.
Okay. So like, how big is the controller in general? Is it like...
From the picture that I saw, I didn't actually see it in somebody's hands. I just saw a picture of it, and it was just like a white background, but I'm assuming it's about as big as an Xbox controller. Xbox 360, not original Xbox, otherwise it'd be as humongous as this crappy computer that I'm on.
Yeah. Well, if no one has anything else to put on that, that actually reminded me of something that I saw earlier. Has anyone heard of this thing called by NVIDIA called the Shield project?
Is that the handheld computer thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that thing is absolutely amazing. When I first heard about it, it was a while back, but it had a totally different name, so I didn't really know. But that thing looks amazing. But I heard that it's going to be super expensive.
Yeah, I honestly have mixed feelings about it.
I think it'll be cool if it's the same thing that I'm thinking of. You said it's called Shield now?
Yeah, Project Shield. It's basically you can just basically play games on your computer wherever the heck you want, and while your computer just stays in one place.
Yeah.
Huh.
It was a very interesting concept, but like I said, I have mixed feelings about it. I'm not too sure about it, to be honest.
You guys have no idea how slow this computer is. I think Adam knows, and that's about it.
Pretty much. But it's been a while since I used my old one.
Do you want to talk about the Shield project anymore?
I mean, I haven't seen enough to formulate a good opinion on it, and nor do I know enough about it to actually have a conversation about it. But yeah,
I was gonna talk about it, but this computer is just bugging out, so maybe I won't.
yeah. It's,
Oh, here it is. Take your gaming anywhere with Project Shield, a gaming portable designed for gamers who yearn to play when, where, and how they want with the advanced processing power of NVIDIA Tegra 4, which I just got to say is a completely awesome graphics thing for mobile. A full-size game controller, breakthrough Wi-Fi technology, and stunning HD video and audio, Project Shield redefines what gaming can be. And I think they were actually making this in response to, what's that company that does, Razer? I think that's the name. That's a company, right?
yeah.
I think they were actually making
I like
one that's
Razer.
extremely similar, and they haven't released it in closed beta or anything. It's still in alpha, I guess, but it looked pretty cool too.
I'll check it out.
If I wasn't on this terrible computer, I could send it to you. But with this Project Shield, you'll be able to play Skyrim on. My only problem is the little screen that it is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really cool that it runs on Android and everything, that it's this small, you can take it like anywhere. But if I have my laptop, like I have a gaming laptop, all of you know that, but I'm saying it for the viewers, I just don't really see much of a point in this because I can already run Skyrim on the highest settings with the high resolution texture pack, and I have I think it's like a 15 or 16 inch screen in 1080p, blah blah blah. Not trying to show off my E-peen here, I'm just explaining.
Yeah.
And so I just don't really see a point of it for people that play on the go, I guess, already with their laptop.
Yeah, that was one of the things that gave me mixed feelings about it.
But I guess I really only got my gaming laptop for well, I'm in college, so once I'm out of college, I'll probably be getting a really crazy desktop or something. So maybe once I get my desktop, I'll be interested in something like this. So I guess it's almost like the cloud gaming thing that came out a couple of years ago. It's like, it's a really cool concept, but it maybe just isn't its time.
Yeah, but one thing I'm really concerned about, though, is it seems like it has to be connected to the same network as your computer is on. So it's like,
So you
Where
have to
exactly-
stay local.
yeah. So where exactly would you be to play that? I mean,
Maybe
if
you
you're
want to
gonna
go
be
to
in
the
your
bathroom.
lazy.
I got to take a monster dump, so I'm going to take my 300-pound computer in there.
Yeah, I guess it'll cater to that, but I mean, I just don't see the point in that.
Maybe they could like use it for like gaming conventions or something, where they could have like a big server and just route it to like all these little tiny.
That is actually true. That'd be really interesting if you had something like Guild Wars 2 and you just wanted to have this like massive LAN party or something of World versus World. I don't know if you guys really know what that is, but it's basically
Yeah.
where okay. Well, I don't know if TJ knows or Adam, but basically you just get 100 people and fight 100 other people all at the same time. It's great. Anyway, but maybe just a massive LAN party like that. I don't know.
But would the Guild Wars 2 controls work with a
It doesn't have controller support yet.
yeah?
Oh,
That's
it
gonna
has
be-
integrated speakers. I actually really like that, but they probably suck.
No, it actually, apparently, the integrated speakers are designed to sound like they're much bigger and whatnot. From the video watched, it was difficult to tell if the sound was coming from the speakers, but if the sound that I was hearing was coming from the speakers, then they are pretty good speakers, I must say.
Yeah. But like you were saying, I just don't really know if there's that much benefit to it.
Yeah.
It does have Steam access on it, so but it's probably the mobile version of Steam that, I mean, it's cool and all, but it's just not that great. You can play Borderlands 2, Dishonored, Hawken, I don't even know what that is, Portal 2, anything with controller support, I guess, though.
Yep.
So it's a really cool concept. Maybe they need to add, like, I don't know if this is on it already, but like an HDMI port, because I'd love to just be able to hook it up to my TV and just start playing right there instead of
I don't know if they have that.
hauling other crap around. Because I'm too lazy to hook up my computer instead of a controller,
Yeah.
even though it's just a laptop. But whatever. Anything else to say about that? Adam, do you want to talk about mobile consoles?
Basically everything you've said is covered. My position's on it. I've got a gaming laptop as well, and
Mine's better. Eeping.
yeah, well, mine came first.
I just know I don't want it to seem like I'm being like an elitist douchebag, but I just like making fun of Adam because like I got my computer a year later than he got his, and it just makes him furious when I
And
say
his was
stuff.
cheaper, and his is lighter, and his a higher resolution screen. It's the greatest laptop in the world.
Your screen isn't in 1080?
No,
what?
Okay, anyway,
but like
as
I was saying,
it just makes him mad. But anyway, go ahead.
Like I was saying,
Like I was saying.
I've got a gaming laptop as well. If I want to game somewhere, all I need to do is to bring it with me. Mobility isn't really an issue for me so far. I might get a desktop computer in the future, but for now, all I need to do is just grab an HDMI cable and I can hook it up to my TV if I wanted to. So,
Which is what
kind
you
of
already do, because you're not as lazy as I am.
yeah, it's kind of a non-issue for me.
Okay. Any more on that? Anybody?
I think that HDMI cables should be wireless.
I think that there should be an HDMI cord. There probably already is for 3DS. No, that'd be pointless because then the TV isn't really 3D. Unless you have a 3D TV. I don't know.
Nintendo should make a 3D TV.
They should. But feel how imagine how annoying that would be. Because you have to hold your 3DS just right, otherwise it's going to look all wrong.
And then the sun goes through the window and messes
And then the sun
everything
comes
up.
through the window and messes everything up, and you just have a headache. And
Yeah.
I actually recently got a 3DS. I already told TJ about it. I don't know if I told Adam about it. I know Brian doesn't know, but for so long, I just thought that it was the dumbest thing, mostly because they ruined Street Fighter. But once I actually owned one, I actually like it a lot. I only have one game, and I'm borrowing another from a friend. It's Final Fantasy Theatrhythm, or however you want to pronounce it. If you can't tell, viewers, I'm a big Final Fantasy whore. And I also borrowed Zelda Ocarina of Time from a friend, and I like how this is such old news. I feel like nobody's going to even care about what we're saying. But I really like how they remastered everything. It looks great.
Well, that's good. That's nice.
Yeah, I like how even though it's an N64 game, it looks really nice.
Well, they remastered everything. Like, it's not even the same textures as before. They just...
Yeah.
I really like it. It's great. Except, I haven't played a Zelda game since Twilight Princess, and how many years has that been? So, like, all of my... Like, when you start playing a Zelda game, you, like, want to get in the mindset, so... Because there's all those puzzles, and like once you're in like a Zelda mindset, if you played enough Zelda games, you're gonna know like exactly what to do in every single puzzle. And since I haven't played Ocarina of Time since it like first came out, it's hard for me to remember the puzzles, and I can't really remember them. So it's like playing a new game almost.
That's nice.
I don't. You can continue with whatever you were saying, TJ. I kind of interrupted you, and
I
if
don't really remember.
you were talking about the textures, how it looked nice.
The textures?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know, really. It's just that the game looks really nice, and... Yeah.
That's about
That's
it.
really all I had to say.
Okay. But Nintendo, get on fixing that 3D from other directions, because my friends want to watch some 3D gameplay, and they're over my shoulder, and just doesn't work.
Yeah. Get a headache from looking at that. Ugh.
Yeah. Do you actually have a 3DS, Brian?
No, I did not, but some friends of mine did, and I watched them play it and all, and just... Ugh.
Yeah, I feel you.
That was just a big headache.
Alright, anyway, moving on. You guys all know the game Bulletstorm, right? No, we're not talking about it, but you guys all know it, right?
Yep.
Well, the ex-developers are making this game called The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. A trailer just released the other day for it, and it's supposed to be a horror game, and they're saying, this is actually a quote of what they've said, "Immersion is #1 priority. It's a game about exploration and discovery. We're not abandoning the gameplay. On the contrary, we're trying to strip it down to the bone and make sure it's always meaningful and truly makes the experience better." How do you guys feel about the ex-developers of Bulletstorm making a horror game?
Well, anybody can get a second chance.
I don't disagree. I'm just wondering, like, I feel like out of the trailer that I saw, it looks like it's going to be great.
Well, I hope it's great because you go from Bulletstorm to a horror game. That's interesting.
I know, that's a huge switch. Or a huge step.
That is
whatever you want to say.
very huge. I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen anything about it, but I mean, if you said that it looks great, then and they're doing it great, then
It looks like it's
all
being
power to them.
run on like an Unreal Engine or something. I think they said that it's not, but it looks like a really nice Unreal project or something. But I think it's going to be really good.
Well, if they can pull it off, all power to them. Congratulations.
But I'm gonna be really looking forward to it because I really like immersive gameplay, as I said earlier. Any more talk on it? You guys you're just hopeful for it? TJ, don't you just want to flip tables about it?
I do.
I'm just kidding. What? A horror game? All right, I guess we're gonna move on then. So J.J. Abrams confirmed that there's not only going to be a Portal movie, as we mentioned earlier, but a Half-Life 2 movie also.
Wait, what?
Yeah, J.J. Abrams, the guy that did a bunch of movies, and he's famous, that I can't think of. I think he did Super 8. That's about all I really know. But he confirmed that he's talked to Valve and everything, and that they're in the sort of process of making a Half-Life 2 and Portal movie.
Half-Life 2 movie. Interesting.
Yeah. I find it really interesting too, because you have I feel like an idiot for even asking this, but Gordon Freeman. Okay, it's like, I wonder really how he's gonna adapt to being like on a set, like what sort of character he's gonna be.
Like,
go ahead, Brian.
I was just making a joke. Like, Gordon Freeman hardly says anything, so.
I know. Well, I don't think he does say anything, does he, at all?
He doesn't.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a silent movie.
It's gonna be really interesting. See, Adam, why aren't you talking on this?
What? Well,
just stomp on people. Just don't even care if they're talking or not. I just want to hear all your voices at once.
Okay, I am so sorry. I mean, I thought I might take the sidelines because I haven't actually played through Half-Life, but...
but I
remember...
You're going to know everything about it.
Well, kind of. I remember people talking about the Mass Effect anime adaptation, and while Shepard certainly isn't a silent protagonist, one issue how do you characterize somebody that has no official characterization? You're going to run into Gordon doesn't have any characterization at all. Or with Halo Legends, it's a bit difficult to make it about Master Chief because he doesn't seem to have much of a personality.
Well, actually, Master Chief does have personality, but you have to read the books to really get it.
Yeah.
Space.
Well, you're not going to go to a theater and tell people to read the books.
That's true.
Well, one thing I'm questioning, though, is it even going to be about Gordon Freeman? Like, what the heck is that?
That's true. I don't know if that's even been stated on or anything, if it's going to be about Gordon Freeman or not. So it could be about something totally different in the Half-Life universe. I don't know. It is said that it's Half-Life 2, though. So
it'll be about Barney.
It'll be all about Dog. Okay.
Well, that would be pretty entertaining.
What do you guys think about Portal? Because that's in a very similar boat. Not only is it done by Valve, blah blah blah, but there's not really.
There's not much.
I feel like there's more characterization for Gordon Freeman than there is for Chell.
Yeah.
Because what is Chell? It's just some random person that conducts experiments for that computer.
Yeah, and you don't even know you know background history behind Gordon Freeman, sort of. Like, you know that he's a scientist, blah blah blah, but when it comes to Chell, you literally know nothing about her.
And you at least have people talking to Gordon in Half-Life. The only person who talks to Chell is GLaDOS, or if you're playing Portal 2, Wheatley.
Yeah.
Nobody likes Wheatley.
I like Wheatley.
You know,
so
shut up.
It's really interesting to think about what they're going to try to do with both of those. I feel like, I don't know. I don't even know how I feel about it. Like, I want them to be great because they're both absolutely amazing games, and I don't think there's any denying that between any of us or anybody ever.
or else.
But it just doesn't seem like it can be pulled off.
If anything, I mean, Half-Life 2. Well, compare them both. Half-Life 2 seems more plausible than Portal, if anything.
Yeah,
as we've stated. But I just don't see it. I honestly don't see it.
Yeah, I don't either. I want it. I want to see it, but I just don't think it'll do well. Even if I hear terrible rumors about it, though, once it comes out, I'm still going to go see it. Just because, obviously, I'll want to. I want to see those special effects with Portal. I actually have a friend that looks just like Chell. Anyway, that doesn't matter. She also has, like, this orange... It's not a jumpsuit, but it's, like, whatever. She should totally do a cosplay of Chell. It'd be great, but whatever. Do you guys have anything else to say on that, TJ?
Yeah, I was thinking that it'd be really cool if they did something with like Cave Johnson in the Portal movie.
Oh, yeah, that'd actually be really interesting because there's a lot of characterization there.
Yeah, like how he got his the facility there and everything. That'd be like really cool.
I think there was already an announcement though that said that they were going to do more character stuff on Cave Johnson with the Portal 3. I feel like I heard something about that somewhere. Maybe it was just a rumor. Maybe I just imagined it. Maybe I dreamed it. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember you saying something about that too. Like, it was like, was it 2 years ago?
I feel like it was 2 years ago when Portal 2 came out.
But anyways, yeah, I think it was the DLC that you were thinking of. Like the...
Is there feedback?
Is it,
No.
Oh, okay.
Not really. Like, what was I? Yeah, the DLC that came out for PC Portal 2.
Yeah.
Have you played that? Or
What's the name of it? Who do you play as in it?
you play as that paper character that they use in all of their advertising skits.
The paper character.
Yeah, the black paper character.
You play as him?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've played that. Is it on Steam?
Yeah, it's on Steam. I mean, it's just the DLC. It's the community
Hang on,
test
I'll
chambers.
pull it up. Oh, it's community test chambers.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, that's not official DLC.
it isn't?
No. That's just something that somebody made, and I guess there it is. But I'm
But every
still.
time-
You've still got me interested in it, so I'll probably go download it.
I think it already downloaded if your Portal 2 updated.
Don't you have to actually go into the community test chambers thing and select it though to download?
You know, that's what I thought too. Like, I was getting like angry while I was trying to download it, and then I finally clicked on Portal 2 and it was already there. But
Oh, okay.
if
So
you load
maybe
up
I
Portal
already
2
have it.
Mhm.
All right. Any more about that? I think we all agree. That's it?
Yep.
All right. So originally when I heard about the specs of the next Xbox, they were really horrible and they wouldn't even be able to run I think it's like the Unreal Engine 4 or something. Like, I think that was actually said by Epic, that they were like, that can't run this. I don't know. It's been a long time since I heard that. But apparently some new specs were released, but there was also by the same people that released these specs, and it's the same people that leak like every single piece of information that Microsoft has. So they said that it has some nice specs. Like, I think it's going to have 8 gigs of RAM. I think they said something about a decent processor, and I didn't hear anything about the graphics, but obviously they should be decent, right? But like I was saying, there's this thing that they're saying to prevent piracy, that they're going to, when you buy a new game, there's going to be a one-time activation code. You enter it once you enter the disc into your Xbox, and it's going to be prevented from being sold. And apparently it's also always going to be online. Otherwise, you can't really prevent people from just putting it in and not having the code if they're offline. So how do you guys feel about always online, no used game selling, whatever?
Oh yeah, I've heard about that before. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, actually, like, if I would have heard about this, like, 2 years ago, I would have been, like, furious because, you know, I wasn't, like, always online, like, connected to the internet. But I don't think it would be really that much of a problem.
But how do you feel about not being able to buy used games?
That might actually be a problem. Like, if you don't like the game, then you can't take it back because it's ruined, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
However, that is also an issue with PC gaming. There aren't any, well, there are used discs, but if you buy online, you can't really return it.
That's like how I just gave you my copy of Rage, Adam. Did you ever even play that?
No, but I will someday.
Once you finish Bioshock?
I did finish Bioshock.
Oh, okay. It only took you about 8 years.
Look, I was not that great at the game. It was frustrating sometimes, and
No, I can fully understand. BioShock on the PC was pretty awful.
well, why was it awful on the PC specifically?
There were just a lot of things wrong with it. Like, if you... Let's see. I think it needed to be run on XP, otherwise it was going to be extremely buggy no matter what you did. Like, I can't even get it to run on my computer, and I have an NVIDIA 650M in there and 8 gigs of RAM. Like, I should be able to run like at least 8 versions of BioShock all at the same time, but I can't run it at all. So,
I don't know. I'm able to run it just fine on my laptop, and my laptop's rather crappy. So,
I did forget to mention that having integrated graphics versus dedicated or whatever can solve it. So it's oftentimes a problem of a graphics card as opposed to graphics chips.
Yeah,
that's weird.
But it's also your OS. So, like, I know on the computer that I'm speaking on right now, because it was Windows Vista when we first got it, my brother had tried to play BioShock on it, and it wouldn't run. But we also have a dedicated graphics card in here. It was an 8800, which is really crappy now. It's like 6 years old. Couldn't run it, even though it should be able to. I mean, this was back when, like, Oblivion first came out, and I think this graphics chip could max out Oblivion, so, which was a big deal at the time. But so back to what we were talking about. I feel like we really got off focus there, or I did, at least. So no used games, but that's already a common occurrence with PC.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I didn't know though is like stuff like that will hit stores like GameStop hard.
See, I actually enjoy it because not necessarily the always online. I see how that can hurt people, but I honestly hate used game sales. I think they're a great thing, but they're also a terrible thing. If the game just comes out and they're charging $60 for it or whatever, then somebody returns it the next day for $55, and then somebody comes along and buys that same copy, that's almost cheating the dealer or the developer out of $55 right there, because another person is getting to play it. Now, but I also understand in the same sense that there's used sales and everything, cars, computers, houses. So I don't think that it's really a big problem, but it really does hurt the developers a lot. So if I can, I always want to buy the game new so that the developers actually get the funds. If the developer is no longer selling the game, if the developer is no longer around, I don't really see a problem with buying it. But as a personal conviction, I just feel like if the game is being sold new, that I want to buy it new. Not because just getting good quality, but just so that the developer gets the funds for it.
Well, there's one thing I do believe we're talking about the same thing. I remember reading about something a while ago about that. I do believe someone was talking about, like, what if I have a CD and whatnot, and I want to go over to a friend's house and play it with him and show him and whatnot. Because of how it works, you wouldn't be able to do that or something.
Unless you took your console over there.
Yeah, I do believe that. I mean, I can't exactly remember what exactly he said, but I mean, he brought up a good point though. That you wouldn't be able to actually.
I feel like there's so many things that could go wrong with that though. Like, what would stop everybody from just using the same gamer tag? I mean, obviously, you can only have so many people use the same gamer tag, but... No,
I now remember what he said. What he said was, what if I buy a game, and a friend of mine wants to try it out, I lend it to him. He can't play it.
Yeah. I don't know, it sucks, but it's also a good thing. Like, it's good for the developers, but it's bad for the community. Like, you sit there and I want EA and Activision to hurt, but then there's also the companies like Valve where they actually, like, they'll look at people like pirates and they sort of view them as customers even though they're pirating the game, and they try to build up the trust with their customers by actually being nice to their community as opposed to EA and Activision just constantly wanting to take money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, it's just one of those things that if it happens, it happens. And it'll suck.
Yep. But Microsoft is becoming more greedy. I can tell. Ever since, I'd say maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I definitely started noticing. And it just gets worse and worse. Have you guys noticed? This is totally off topic now, but have you guys noticed how they're trying to move in on Nintendo's zone? Like with the whole family-friendly kind of dashboard updates and Kinect and everything?
Not really.
I feel like they're definitely trying to... Nintendo's always had their family-friendly market, but I just feel like that I feel like Microsoft is trying to move in on that. And I don't think they're doing a good job of it, but I just feel like they're trying to take the market completely. I don't think it's going to happen, but
I'm not sure about taking the market completely, but I think it's more of just like your company, you see another company doing something and they're doing well with it, so you want to do what they're doing as well as what you're doing to get even more money.
yeah, but they should be looking at other companies that are doing that same exact model as them, thinking, oh, well, let's do that too and make money. Like, that's almost like a problem with Activision and EA, because they'll see some game come up and they'll be like, we like that game, let's make a game like it. And it kind of ruins it. Or I think it does.
Yeah, there's all that stuff about it, yeah.
Alright, well, unless you guys have anything else to say about it, that's all we have to talk about this week.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's all you guys have?
Pretty much.
Alright. Thank you, viewers, if we have any left for listening. This has been episode 1 of whatever we decide to name this podcast. I don't know when I'll have it up. It is February 8th right now.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.